As I understand it, we missed a little bit the beginning of your question, but I think you raised the issue of the international role of the euro as a currency.
By the fact that the European Commission issues debt to fund projects, it is upgrading the euro to reserve currency status, something that Mr. Kerr has spoken in the past. And I'm asking about the counterintuitiveness of this achievement being temporary.
Well, first of all, as you know, we will publish next week our report on the international role of the euro. So it's with a little bit of pride that I would take the view that the euro has an international role. And if I look at the number of swap lines or repo lines that have been asked or submitted, requests that have been submitted to us, it is clearly a currency that is in demand, and the fact that it is one of the currencies in the basket of currencies that are used to determine the value of the special drawing right is also an indication that it enjoys the status of international currency and is recognized as such. Now, clearly, the issuance by regional agencies, whether it is the ESM, the EIB, and indeed the Commission, as it did previously in the EFSM, is contributing to reinforcing that role. But, you know, I think it's the role of the euro as an international currency will be primarily supported by a deeper and more complete economic and monetary union. And we will have, and I hope that we will, go deeper and further in terms of capital market union, in terms of completion of the banking union. I think we need these two to really reinforce the economic and monetary union. And I have very much hope that as part of the agenda in the coming months, the Commission will be able to push those agenda items, and that the European Council under the leadership of Charles Michel will also push these agenda items. Now, you also asked me a question about the issuance of debt in a particular country, but I would probably give you a broader response, because it is not specific to Greece. When you look around the world, all countries at the moment are resorting to fiscal tools in order to respond to the extraordinary and terrible consequences of this pandemic, which is affecting us all. So using the fiscal tool is generally leading to many countries having to issue more debt. And at this point in time, there was no alternative than to actually issue debt. And I would observe that the service of debt, which matters as well a lot to determine the debt sustainability, is currently very low. Final point, the combination of the fiscal policy and the monetary policy, which clearly at the moment, as it is developing, are supplementing each other, are working hand in hand, are aligned with similar objectives. That hopefully will be critically important to restore economic conditions that are better for people's income, better for people's jobs, and will be more conducive to a growth that in the European Union, under the leadership of Ursula von der Leyen, President of the Commission, is identified as hopefully more green and more digital.